It is Monday morning, December 12th, I believe. And of course, this is Tara, you know me. And I'm here in my house, just me and my dogs right now. Isn't that right, Elvis? Elvis. There's Elvis. He's intently watching another dog who's around the corner and barking at the neighbors. So, anyways, it's just us here this morning. And I recently wrote an article about having a date with Jesus, and I've had such a good response and so many people asking me questions about what does that really mean. So I've got to tell you, for years, a long time, I've spent my time learning about Jesus, reading my Bible, praying, but I wasn't spending time just being with him. So I talked with the Lord, and he said it was okay if you tag around with us today. So we're going to do that. Oh, there's my other dog, Sugar. Gonna say hi? It's just us here today. So I'll let you know that usually after the kids are gone, the first thing I do is spend time reading the Bible, and we're going to read that together. Okay, now, so before we get on to date time with Jesus, first order of business after I read my Bible is to get some caffeine. So come on, let's go. All right, so before we head out, I just wanted to show you a little bit. Here's my house here, but this is my little sanctuary back here. When I can't get out, I've spent many hours at my little pond here. It's stocked with catfish and brim, and I go fishing and talk to the Lord. It's great. And right over there in those bulrushes is where, I don't know if it'll focus in, that is where my girls like to go frog gigging. So for any of you Yankees, frog gigging just means catching frogs. And anyways, it's a great little backyard quiet. We're surrounded by wood, so that's extra cool. Okay, so it usually takes me about 20 minutes to get from our house to anywhere. But today is especially trying because I'm stuck behind a dump truck that is going currently 25 miles an hour down a 50-mile-an-hour highway. However, I will choose to rejoice in this. I will trust that God is trying to keep me out of an accident, possibly. Of course, that's probably not always a good thinking since I'm trying to run a video camera while I drive, but I'm not going to think too much about that. But anyways, it's a good opportunity to consider that my date with Jesus is just being prolonged, extra prayer time. So there you have it. But I do hope this will pick up soon. This might be a really long video. All right, so I finally got my caffeine 15 minutes later. Christian drug of choice. And I'm going to take a few shots of this, and we're going to head on over to Pinnacle Mountain. I can't wait for you to see it. All right, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, I think you can. There is where we're going to be hiking up to the very top of Pinnacle Mountain. There, if I can get it straight there. It's beautiful, only about a half hour's hike, and way cool. I've learned a lot, and I think you'll enjoy it. I'm glad you're joining me for this journey today. All right, so we're here at Pinnacle Mountain. I'm gonna take you up as I hike it. You'll probably hear a lot of sweating and exclamations of pain, but just ignore them. But I just want to let you in on a peek of kind of where I go. And again, this is just one example of something you can do on a date with Jesus. I picked Pinnacle Mountain because it's not too far from my home when I'm not stuck behind a dump truck, and it's just a very peaceful, quiet place that I can set aside. Again, Jesus is omnipresent, so he will meet you wherever you decide that you want to have that special time with him. So let's lock up the car first of all, because as soon as you set aside time with Jesus, Satan will do his best to rob you blind if you don't lock it. So gonna lock the car and head on up. Oh, and I forgot to mention the most important thing. Get rid of all distractions as you're talking with the Lord. I carry my phone with me so that if I get inspired, I can write a note down on the notepad, but I don't answer any calls. It's just me in Jesus, in you today. Alright, so this is going to be the most raw video I've ever made. Not looking real good. There's absolutely no editing being done to this thing. I feel a little bit like Christopher Walken in that old SNL sketch, The Continental, just talking to the person on the camera. But I think it'll be fun. I gotta tell you, I got on my sweats. It's about 30 in the maybe upper 30s today, so it's going to be cold, but let's go on up to the top. Okay, so I'm already panting, just barely getting started. Just for your information, we've got to go way up. This is just a small little section, but we've got to go all the way to marker 10. Right now I'm on marker 1 and already panting. This uphill stuff is crazy. I gotta say, one time I came down here, up here actually, I guess I should say, there was a family from Germany, and it cracked me up because the lady was wearing stiletto boots and just carrying on in German at all the pain she was in. So I would not recommend stiletto boots. Okay, so we're at marker number 5. See this bench right here behind me? I call it the whining bench because anytime I've ever been up here when there's been people, there's always someone sitting right over there asking God to kill them rather than take another step. And although I hate to say it against my own kind, it's usually a woman telling her husband that she just can't go another step. She had her children. She's through with her sweating and her workout. So this is the whining bench. So if it's real hot in the middle of summer, that's where you'll find me right there. Right, so I'm here at marker about 7. Starting to get really high. I don't know if you can see this path that lies up ahead of me. That's all big rock. And it reminds me so often that the Lord didn't ever say to run the race to be first. He just said to endure and to finish. So we are not going to let that terrible mess of rocks up there slow us down. We're going to finish and persevere. And I also think it's cool. I don't know if you can see. There's a good one over there. There are white or yellow markings. I'll turn it that way. Hopefully I'm not making you sick. There are yellow markings on some of these rocks here. If I can get some perspective with my feet, I don't know. But I thought that's kind of like, it's kind of like faith. They're real faint in some spots and brighter in others. But that just reminds me that faith doesn't always show us the complete destination home. It gives us like headlights on a stormy night when you're driving in your car. It gives us just a 5 feet out ahead to keep going in the right direction. So that's what these little yellow markers mean to me. It's faith that I'm going the way that I need to go and I'll reach my destination. Oh, God bless these little yellow markers. These are probably better shots. There's some yellow there. You put up on a tree. Because if you had to go without faith, look at the mess I'd be climbing through right now. All right. Still halfway through 7, but starting to get some good lookouts. Let's see. Whew. There's so many dead trees in the way. It's hard to see the way down, but we're getting higher. Here's a better spot here. Got up, but we still gotta go all that way. Right here is where I met the lady wearing the stiletto boots. It's crazy. Okay, so check that out. Like all the way up. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Shake that fat until it's gone. Okay, there's one thing about hiking up Pinnacle Mountain. Gosh, I hope I don't fall off. After a few minutes, whether you intended to or not, you'll be crying out to Jesus for help and deliverance. Well, we made it to the top. Thank you, Lord. If you look out, see the view that stretches out there. It's gorgeous, isn't it? That's Arkansas River. And it's absolutely beautiful, especially in the fall time. I was here just a few weeks ago and the colors were everywhere. Of course, now winter's setting in, so it's not nearly as green, but beautiful nonetheless. This side of the mountain is really pretty, but it's not my favorite. I'm going to take you over to my favorite. All right, here we are at my favorite part of the mountain. Look at that. Isn't it beautiful? And right here, down here, is where I meet with the Lord every single week. Just teasing. I haven't ever fallen yet. I have twisted my ankle, but never fallen off the mountain so far. So let me tell you what I do whenever I get up here after I catch my breath a little bit. Sometimes I sit and watch the birds. In a few minutes, you'll be able to see some red-tailed hawks come by. Watch those. Lots of times I pray for people that are on my heart that are going through hard times. Many times I come up here and I pray for you. Yes, you. And thank God for you, and just ask His blessings over your life. Sometimes if I'm really frustrated, I'll sit up here for a long time and just pour out my heart to the Lord, and sometimes I just sing praise songs to Him and ask Him for something special, some sort of special guidance or outpouring that I need to hear from Him about. But lots of times I just sit up here, over here on this rock, and just tell Him, I love you, Lord. I love you, and that's our time to be together. So, unfortunately, we're going to get some footage of some birds, hopefully here in a minute, but I'm going to shut off because I've got some things to talk with the Lord about. Just me and Him alone. All right, now here's some fun Terra trivia for you. There's a house way down there. I don't know how close I can zoom in. It's pretty close for a stinky camera. We made an offer on that house. Didn't end up buying it, but love it. Look at the valley that it's set out in. It's just beautiful. And I don't know if you can see, it's kind of overcast today, but way over that hill are radio towers, and that's how you know where the Walmart is. Have to know where Walmart is. That's just a given. There's a hawk flying. Usually they get way closer, but maybe I'll be able to zoom in. There it is, way out there. Sometimes they get super close and fly right up next to me up here. All right, so turn this around. So as I promised, it's time now for me to spend some time with the Lord. I'm sorry you can't look in. Really, you can't. But I'll try to turn it back on a little bit. All right, so this is something I also like to do up here. You can see there's a name, Johnston, that somebody carved in. Look at the date, 1939. There are lots of cool carvings. February 12th, 1939. And I love looking at these. There are some really cool markers. Let's see if we can find some more. All right, so I've got to say, I'm on my way down, and I love this old tree. I don't know if you can see it, what the base of it looks like. I can't even tell if I'm on target with it, but right in here, the bark has been worn almost completely smooth from all the fingers that have gripped it, as over the years that people have come down the mountain. It's the stronghold that they have. And I just think it's way cool that it's worn down from all of the touch and the grips and the lifesaver this has been for a lot of people. This stretch here is kind of treacherous, so always thought that was cool. There's a spiritual application in there somewhere, but I'm too tired to think of one right now. All right, so we're back in the car, and that's it. That's basically what I do once a week on my date with Jesus. So I would encourage you to just, I know it's hard, but set aside that time to just be with Him. Not just learn about Him, but be with Him, talk with Him, share Him, your hopes, your dreams, your frustrations, and just get to know Him and fall in love with Him all over again. So even if you have to lock yourself in your closet, go outside on the back porch after the family's in bed at night, whatever it is, just find that time, and I promise He will meet you there. There's a police officer. Let's get down. I parked in a handicap spot.